So guys, video is centered around Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, episode 10 of the anime tomorrow. This is a preview video for what we're more than likely going to be getting in tomorrow's episode. Now, there's rumors floating around for the following episode, the finale of the season, that is going to be 45 minutes long. There's more than likely a reason for that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's more than likely going to be happening in that last episode, and a big thing is going to be happening towards the end of episode 11 next Sunday. But tomorrow, this episode is going to be centered around everybody: Gyutaro, Daki, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Tengen. But some key things are going to be happening more than likely tomorrow, prior to what we get in episode 11 the following Sunday, the finale, the very elongated one. But I just wanted to dive into some things per the manga that, again, this is what I've been talking about with my preview videos centered around the manga of Demon Slayer that are going to be showcased in the anime episodes. And for the most part, everything that has happened from the manga is definitely happening in the anime. So here in episode 10 tomorrow, what's going to end up happening is that we know that Uzui's down. Part of his I want to say is his right arm is cut off. He's down. We know that at the end, Inosuke got stabbed in the back by Gyutaro, so he's down. Zenitsu's down. He's actually he is under the rubble of the part of the building that Daki's belts hit when he pushed him out of the way as Tanjiro was falling. He's reaching out and he's saying sorry to everybody. But what we're going to see in this episode is a lot of stuff. We're going to see what we're going to see is basically Tanjiro having a flashback, like sort of like a mini dream of him and his sister Nezuko, where they must have had a conversation way before Nezuko was a demon. But we're actually going to be seeing Nezuko as a demon too. She's going to be normal Nezuko, then demon Nezuko, and she's going to be basically telling Tanjiro, like, hey, stop apologizing, we were poor, this, that, and the third. Like, is it because of the lifestyle that we live that you feel like you have to take the blame on everything? But she's saying, like, it's not anything that you have done. It's just the way that our lives were at the time, and you don't have to take the blame for all of this. But again, we're seeing Nezuko in this dream both as normal Nezuko and demon Nezuko, but she's talking to Tanjiro. But then when he wakes up, he's gonna actually end up seeing Gyutaro when he wakes up, and him and Gyutaro's gonna have a very interesting conversation, because Gyutaro, he's gonna be talking to Tanjiro just about about his life, about his sister. He actually knows that Nezuko's a demon, and he's gonna be talking to Tanjiro about whether he's older than her, whether she's older than him, whoever is younger. He already knows that Nezuko's a demon, and he's actually gonna be offering Tanjiro to become a demon. This is what he's gonna say to him, like, hey, you're telling me that because Tanjiro tells him that he's the older brother of her. He's gonna say, of course you are. You're supposed to protect her with your hands, right? He actually takes these two fingers from his right hand and breaks them. This is what's gonna happen in tomorrow's episode. It's gonna be crazy. He's gonna break these fingers, and then he's going to basically offer him, like, hey, you don't want to die, right? You don't want your sister to die. Why don't you, instead of me killing either of you, why don't you become a demon? This way you can live forever. You can really fully protect, your sister, because these are what these hands are for. That's why he breaks the two fingers. He's like telling him, you're weak, this, that, and the third. Just like Daki's gonna be calling him ugly and stuff. Break these two fingers. Now you have a reason to become a demon. But also, once Tanjiro is thinking in his mind of saying, like, I can't become a demon because if I do, the Demon Slayer Corps is going to come after me. They're going to kill me. Of course, they're going to kill my sister, blah, blah, blah. He actually headbutts Gyutaro, and what happens in the midst of him headbutting him, he actually grabs one of the kunai that Hinatsuru had shot at him in Tengen's direction in last week's episode. He's going to take one of those and hit and stab him in the leg. Now, Daki is up. She got her head back applied to her body. She's going to be watching down below. But in the midst of the conversations, Daki sees that this conversation isn't going in the right direction. She's trying to tell her brother, stop it, don't do this, you shouldn't do this, like, you should kill Tanjiro, blah, blah, blah. But again, I want to say that she notices what Tanjiro had done with the, grabbing the kunai and stabbing before stabbing Gyutaro, but he does that. Once he does that, he that's when Gyutaro notices that the poison in his body. He knows the kunai. He said he tricked me into headbutting me and while stabbing me, this, that, and the third. But in the midst of that, while this is going on, Zenitsu's gonna pop up out of nowhere. He comes up from the rubble that he was under. This is gonna be so dope. He uses godlike speed. First form, godlike speed. First time ever seeing this. Now he does it twice though. He says that he used it to get out of the rubble. It's per the manga, and then he's going to actually use this god speed attack to actually slice at the neck of Daki. He's gonna be literally cutting through her neck, but he can't fully do it. But he's saying like I have to try, at least have to try, and he says that this is the last time I can use his god speed because I used it in the rubble to get out of it. So he can only use it one more time, and then his legs will basically become like numb. And he can't walk for a good while. So this was his last resort type of an attack. But the thing about all of this happening, Gyutaro is going to look to attack Tanjiro. And what ends up happening per this image, he actually stabs Tanjiro through the neck here of his like right under his neck to cut for the tip of his sickle to come through his mouth. And what we see happening here is that because he's doing this, Zenitsu is doing what he's doing. Inosuke is gonna pop back out. He's gonna be trying to attack Daki to help Zenitsu, because again at the end of the episode last week we thought that it was a wrap, it was over. Inosuke is dead, he's done because he got stabbed in the back. He yells out and says, good thing I can be able to rearrange the organs in my body. So he basically sensed that the attack was coming, so he moved his heart out of the way. Crucial, crazy stuff, right? We see Zenitsu do what he does with his god speed. We see that Inosuke at the last second moved his organs. We see that here Tanjiro used the kunai, but then also Gyutaro is trying to attack Tanjiro again. This is when Uzui's gonna pop up out of nowhere. He's gonna save Tanjiro from an attack, but we see that that Tanjiro tries to go for Inosuke's neck, and the scar on his head, like how in, I want to say episode 6, when he or 5, whichever one, when he used that berserk type of attack ability, should I say, because again I don't know the actual name of it, where his scar heightened his senses, made him stronger, faster, and stuff like that. The scar is going to reactivate, that berserk ability is going to reactivate, and he's going to actually go to cut Gyutaro's neck. I forgot to mention too that he actually, when he stabs Gyutaro in the knee with the kunai, he actually goes to slice off the neck of Gyutaro. Yeah, like he literally brings his sword down, even with his broken finger, brings his sword down for the attack. But again, Gyutaro gets out of it. Just forgot to mention that. But again, Uzui does pop up. He does actually mention that he uses some type of music ability, and I'm just going to read here what it says here per chapter 93 about that. It says Tengen Uzui has analyzed combat maneuvers to the point where he can read them like sheet music. It just takes time. He converts the rhythm of the enemy's attacks into sound, so every fight becomes a song. Cool, great thing, right? He hears repeated phrases and can attack between beats, and during the rest dances with his opponent. But the poison in his body has him at his limit, just blocking the enemy's attacks, and he can't strike at Gyutaro's head. So all of this stuff is going down, but in the midst of all of that, because Inosuke pops up, because Zenitsu's still attacking and trying to cut Daki's neck, Inosuke pops up to basically slice at her neck. All of this is happening because, like I said, Tanjiro, his scar lights up because he's getting faster. He's not getting weaker. The poison is slowing down in his body. He per the piercing in his throat, he gets stronger, he gets faster, and that literally at the same time, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, all three of them at the same time slice the neck of both Gyutaro and Daki literally at the same time. All of this occurs, and that is what I believe, per these chapters. I want to say between chapters 90, 92, 93, and 94 is that this is what we are going to see happen here in episode 10 tomorrow. But in the midst of all that, some huge attack is going to happen from Gyutaro's body. Something specifically with his blood demon is going to still do something. We're going to be left off on the cliffhanger. That's pretty much what seems to be is going to happen all tomorrow in episode 10 tomorrow. And then comes the lengthy, long, 40-plus minute episode next Sunday for episode 11 for the finale. And then something big is more likely going to happen too, again, per rumors. But I will talk about that in my preview next week. But with that, guys, that's the preview for what I believe is going to be coming up in tomorrow's episode for episode 10. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Let's talk about some things. What do you all think of the preview for tomorrow? What do you all think is going to be happening tomorrow? Leave some comments. Let me know your thoughts. But other than that, I'll hopefully talk to you all next time with more Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba videos. Peace, guys.